passion. Today we have my guy, Matic. What's good, brother?
Glad to be here. Thank you so much. Like I said, I appreciate the
Nah,
opportunity.
for sure. So I'm pronouncing that correct, right?
Yeah.
Matic?
Yes.
All right, cool. So the Instagram is Matic dot 1998. Is that the year you were born, or is that a
That,
significant number?
that's the year I was born. Yeah.
Good year.
Yeah. 1998.
Let's start off. Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Well, my name is Caesar. I go by Matic. Originally, the name Matic came across because of a conversation that I had with a close friend, listening to all the songs that I've done. Basically, I was conflicted between choosing one name or the other. I wanted to use Caesar, which is my original name,
Yeah.
obviously, but I wanted to go with something else. And he told me that my music seems to be cinematic. So went by Matic.
Okay.
But that I've been doing music for, I want to say, 5 to 6 years. Originally from Venezuela. I moved here from Venezuela to Miami about 9, 10 years ago. Um, right now I'm 25. Like I said, doing music for 5 years already. I fell in love with music because it literally taught me how to speak English. Like I learned English, the whole language, with just music. Uh,
Wow.
Very passionate about poetry as is. I started writing poetry. Um, I had never thought that I would be releasing music publicly because I just did it for myself. And also a lot of insecurities because obviously it's not my first language and everything else. Kind of held me back from releasing the songs that I had. But last year around August, September, just epiphany. I was like, you know what, let's do it. So worked on since August, September, October, good 5, 6 months. Put the work in, and now getting back to work.
Damn. That's all I can say right now. So, all right, let me get into this. So, first of all, every time I interview somebody, I always learn something. I do my homework and I try to learn as much as I can about the artist, but learning that you learned the English language by music and you only been doing this, you said, for 5 years.
Correct.
That's, I don't know if you know, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know if you know that. If you don't know, I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, I don't. I always tell this to my girlfriend, everybody close to me, that it seems unreal, but at the same time, that's how I know that I need to do this. I don't know if that
Right,
makes sense.
right. It was
You know?
meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. It was like if it wouldn't clicked, then obviously, I guess I wouldn't be here, or I guess nothing would have been done. I went through a lot of things that stopped me and held me back from doing that, but it always prevailed. So I stayed on it, and I can't say nothing that it was like you said. It's meant to be. So
So
I have to.
you've been in Miami for 10 years?
About 9 to 10 years, roughly. Yeah.
Where?
I actually been in Doral, Coral Gables, stayed almost everywhere, but right now, currently, I stay in Homestead.
Okay. Oh yeah, so I'm in Homestead right now too.
Nice.
Okay. Um, what? So, so coming. So were you listening to hip hop in Venezuela, or was it only when you moved to America you started listening to hip hop?
I've heard the age of what, 12, 13. I remember listening to Eminem, a lot of Eminem and 50 Cent. But I wasn't very into it all the way until I moved here when I was like 14, 15 years old, that I got into it. Um, that whole process of moving from one place to another, the whole change of environment kind of affected me a lot.
Right.
Just like I imagine anybody would be affected by that.
Right.
So my safe haven became music, um, you know, using headphones everywhere at every single moment, listening to Eminem, 50 Cent, Fuji's, everything that I could get my hands on. But I guess I can acclaim mainly Eminem because I guess it was the first love as far as rap goes. And I would just sit down and read every lyric line by line, look up the word, the definition.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, bro, I'm sorry to cut you off. That's crazy, bro. Like you're literally listening to the music and word by word searching what it means to then go back and break it down and emphasize like that, bro. You're a little bit ahead of your time. I don't know if you.
yeah, I mean, I felt that I needed to get ahead of the game
Right.
at that exact time. And I back over in Venezuela, I didn't have any. I had the normal teachings of the language, but not as fluently as this right now, obviously. But I got here. I was in 10th grade, 10th to 11th grade. I had like little uncomfortable moments
Right.
as far as like speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to read out loud and stuff like that, and it became kind of hectic for me. Um, became kind of uncomfortable because I couldn't pronounce certain words because I wasn't as comfortable as I am right now speaking.
Right.
So that was a turning moment from one summer to another. I just said, you know what, I gotta get this. I have to do it. And then from one summer to another, I'll say, yeah, from 2013, 2014, I, started speaking. I started writing. Poetry was the main love that I got. And then for poetry, writing poetry, I went towards rap. And then I met with a couple, well, what are now my closest friends, Brent and Gabriel, that I've been doing music already for 4 to 5 years. Um, and they were also into the path of
Mm-hmm.
rapping and all. So I got with them, and I guess that's how everything just, you know, went by.
Well, that's fucking crazy, bro. That's like that's inspiration.
Thank you.
Because
Yeah.
I could tell you two scenarios, one on me and one not with me. So I can tell you there's a lot of people here in America that's been here 20, 30 years and they don't speak English. And then I can tell you that me being a Puerto Rican American, I don't speak Spanish. So I feel kind of shitty now too because like you did this shit literally and learned, you were basically self-taught. So and then you not only self-taught yourself the language, we'll get into how great you are in fucking rapping because it wasn't like this. I hate to say this too, and no disrespect to nobody. There's a lot of people that know English and been rapping since they were kids, and they're fucking trash compared to you. So that's dope, bro. Like I tell you, like take some, sit down sometimes and take it in. That's a pretty dope fucking thing that you did
Thank you.
there. All right, so in Venezuela, what were you listening to?
I would mainly listen to just Hispanic songs. I was into
But like
music,
salsa, hip hop, like rap, Spanish.
rap
What kind of Spanish were you listening to?
rap in Spanish, mainly reggaeton because it was what used to be around
Uh
there, I
huh.
guess, at that time.
Uh huh.
I was involved in music. I guess that's how I connected. That's because always episodes in your early life always connect throughout your late life.
Right.
I guess I was involved in a lot of singing and acting and stuff like that when I was a kid. When I was young, like I guess ages 9, 10. I
Right.
believe it was 9, 10, because you got to also understand it's been 9 to 10 years. It seems like it's another lifetime.
Right. Right.
Uh,
It is. No, it is for sure.
so yeah, ages 9 to 10, I was doing singing in the school chorus, a lot of stuff like that that my parents always put me
Right.
into. I always felt driven to learning how to play instruments like the guitar, piano, which I've never learned how to. But when I got here specifically, I started listening not only to rap, but I would listen to EDM and all that stuff because obviously it was the easiest way to, I guess, that's what was sounding when I got here, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
friends that I got close with were listening to that.
It's like
But then,
Skrillex and
yeah,
stuff. That's when you came here.
exactly.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
that I remember I started listening to a few features from Skrillex,
Mm-hmm.
and then rapping and all that stuff. So I kind of like that turned my head from all that to fully rap. Like I would not listen to anything else that was not rap. It got to a point that I would be hanging out with friends, Venezuelan natives,
Right.
like me, and they would listen to some type of songs that I would not be related anymore because I'm here listening to full blown hip hop rap, and they're all that. It kind of like twisted my head, but also helped me uh, concentrate and fully develop the language completely
Dope.
because I had to step away from that because I already dominate Spanish as is. I needed to dominate that. I just felt like I had to, like it was need to be done as soon as possible. And also rapping, learning the rhyming schemes, and listening to videos,
Who was
freestyles.
part of that? Oh, sorry to cut you off. Who was part of that learning process? Who were you listening to? Because I know you said 50 Cent and Eminem. So when you're doing the homework here in America and you're like getting ready to learn how to rap because you're searching words, who are you like studying to like as basically like training? Who was giving you that training?
No, but I mean, as far as that goes, I will just honestly, Genius and YouTube were my best friends back in the day. Just looking up every single lyric. You know how, I don't know if, well, I imagine you gone through Genius, but when you click in Genius,
Yeah.
certain scheme, you click on it, and then you will see the reference. So I'll always do that, just so I can know, okay, they said this, but why? And then I will go into that, and then we'll say, okay, he said this because back in 1997, this happens.
Okay,
So I would just
okay.
go like that every single time. Um, and also, I know that Eminem was, like I said, primarily. I could also say I've also, early days, Kendrick Lamar also was the one that I would also focus on when he dropped "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe."
Yeah.
All those songs. Yeah.
Yep.
J. Cole also. I want to say Big Pun also, that you and I talked to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let me stop that there. So did, I guess, so you were studying music deeply and hip hop deeply. Did Big Pun in any way give you uh kind of like a confidence to say, damn, a Hispanic rapper did it this big, so I got an opportunity, or did you already have that feeling already?
I can say that, yeah, Big Pun kind of gave me that, because when I discovered Big Pun, I didn't know that he was Puerto Rican.
Right.
I was going through a video to like best rappers, or like the best with the best rhyming schemes, top 10, and I remember there was Jurassic 5. There was I forgot his name. I don't see him a lot anymore because he's probably already
Right.
old.
Right.
Most Def. But then Big Pun came in, Jurassic 5, and Big Pun came in, and it was like, I heard that verse with Fat Joe, in the middle of Little Italy,
Yeah. Twins. Yep.
I was blown away. I was like, Paul, whoa, this is something else. Looking every same thing, like, hey, I gotta study this guy. Just went little by little, word by word. I also saw that from him, that it's crazy that somebody that is not native, or may have been the native, but I guess when you're Hispanic or from that world, you kind of like set to just stay in that path of, if you know Spanish, I guess you gotta rap in Spanish, or you just,
Drop
you have to sing.
a couple words here and
Exactly.
there, yeah.
Which I've been told, like, oh, hey, you should try this, you should try that, and I can, because I know I'm very good. My dialect is as good as in English and also in Spanish.
Right.
I can write in Spanish, but it does not feel as pleasant or as connected towards my soul, I guess, as writing in English. Like,
Right.
totally two different worlds. So.
And you're still developing too. So remember, it's still early in the game. So there's a lot of doors that you're going to open, and there's a lot of things that you're going to try. So I mean, don't take it out of your category yet. Don't just say it's not going to happen, because you'll be surprised once you start, as you start developing more and more and more, and you start making more and more and more. You'll see that you'll become more versatile, and there'll be different things that you try. And why not try something that you're good at, which is
Right.
Spanish?
You're already done
And
as well.
yeah, and honestly, that's like one of my, like I tell everybody in a lot of interviews, like one of my biggest kicks to my face is that I don't speak Spanish, because if I did, I would be able to interview like Spanish trap artists, rappers, stuff like
Right.
that, which would bring the whole world to it. So, don't ever close doors on yourself.
No, you're right. You're right.
When did you say, or when did you figure out, oh shit, okay, I know how to rap. This is dope.
I can't exactly pinpoint. I was actually going over 6 years ago. I was going over voice notes that I used to record myself and send it to a friend and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm rapping.
Right.
I'm new." Um, that sound horrible. Obviously, it's the first trials of trying something that I've never done. I would just sit in the closet with a little pair of headphones and the microphone back in the, I guess, the wired headphones.
Yeah.
And I want to say about when I graduated high school, I want to say that I said to myself, like, this is something that I could do. I've always had passion for art, as
Mm-hmm.
is, just like how rap is. Drawing was something that I was very big into, and because of I guess my role models I'm not blaming them, because whatever. But they didn't, I guess, see that I could develop myself to be a great
Right.
artist with that song, create an income out of that. They saw it
Mm-hmm.
mostly as a hobby. Um, I guess I took that out of my head that I could do that for a living, or that I could just do it because of it was my passion. And I saw this again, and I saw how it grew the same way how it grew with art and drawing and doing all those things. And I saw that, and I was like, damn, you know what? This is something that I want to do. Nobody can take this away from me. I need to do this. Like, I need to go head on and do what I did not do with this other passion that I left to die on the side. That I'm still passionate about it, but because of thoughts that were not mine,
Right.
let it die.
Right. Right.
Basically,
Right. 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 Right.
that seed or plant to let it grow to be the greatest, tree in
Dope.
my life.
Dope. Dope. So, all right, you start recording. You start doing. I'm very random and sporadic. I don't know if you ever watched some of my interviews, but sometimes I go left and sometimes I go right. So, how many times did you get called when you were in the studio to go hang out in VIP because there was bitches waiting for you?
What? No, no,
No.
no. I don't. Never had that.
No. Oh, I was saying this is one of your tracks. I was listening to one of your tracks and you paused it, and then that was a 5 year ago track.
Oh no, no. That's imagination for these. That pure. That's me trying things. That's me trying things. No, I don't
That's
know.
you try things.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the one is SoundCloud, correct?
Yeah, that's Zeno.
Yeah. Uh, that's actually one of my close. He's a DJ,
Uh-huh.
and those were released like about 4 to 3 years ago, and,
Yep.
and I told him, I was like, listen, I don't think I'm gonna go. I kind of like gave up. I was on that stage of where I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I had a lot of things that happened to me. I
Right.
got a car accident. I was like, you know what, I need to step away from this. And I told him, listen, you have the files. He helped me record also with my friend Brent. You have the files. Just put them in your SoundCloud. You have more exposure than I do. The beats are now mine, so might as well put them out. And they're in the world, and somebody hears them out. I get some, satisfaction from knowing that they're out there. And now recently, touching back on this, since I released these 2 songs, I was like, you know what? It's 6 tracks that I have there. Might as well let people know, hey, listen, this
All
is
6 are
yeah.
slapping, bro. I sorry to cut you.
Thank you.
Sorry, but all 6 are slapping, and they need exposure because it's showing who you were and why you are who you are with your music. Not you as a person, but it's basically it's like when you drop a movie that's dope as fuck, but then you want to know how did Michael Myers become Michael
Right.
Myers. That's basically that right there. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, of course. That's the story behind it, how it came to be.
Mm-hmm. Reflections, part 1. Obviously, this is a part. I told you already, but I'll say it on camera. Personal, the track Personal is literally the best name for that track because it has a very, very personal vibe, like very, very, very personal. And I always tell people this. That everybody laughs at me, but I'm gonna read some lyrics. I'm not a rapper, so they come out butchered. So please, after I say it, laugh and then say it correctly the way it was supposed to be said. Um, Many days have gone by. I stayed the same. A lot of things happened, but to a lot of things happened to me. But can I complain? Can I really say that I'm proud of who I've become? Um, Rap it and then explain that.
It's many days have gone by. Have I stayed the same? A lot of things have happened to me, but can I complain? Can I really say that I'm proud of who I've become? Seeing all my memories like chapters from a book they told me I could have write, analyzing where I'm going, where I will be in a few years from now. That part basically, I kind of analyze stepping back, looking at basically SoundCloud me, and also
Mhm.
past to be in the spot that I'm in right now, mentally, physically, emotionally, and everything else. Um, I've not. I stay the same because I'm still pursuing this. I stay the same. Here I am. War has happened. Things have happened, but here am I. So I'm still the same. Still with the same motto. Still with the same aim to just do this. Um, Seeing all the memories like chapters from a book they told me I couldn't write. As I had many instances with where I say, "Hey, what do you do?" Oh, I write. I like writing, I like rapping. I was like, oh my God, that's so great. But what do you do? They're expecting me to say, oh, you know, where I work at and everything else. But
Right, right. That's not they put it as a secondary instead
exactly,
of a first.
uh, which I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, the when I
Right,
say it, to me, it means so much more. That's why I say wanting it so bad that I can even breathe. It means it's my pillar. It's like what keeps my safe
right.
haven, and that goes on myself, literally. No matter what, that's just, you know, those words. That's why it means like that. And also the reason why I called it personal is because in those moments I actually uploaded a video of me trying to record that song, and it was 3 hours that I tried to record, and I was so stressed out. I had done an 11-hour shift. I got home. My parents, the 2 days before that, got into a super bad accident. I was in the hospital for 2-3 days,
Wow.
and I was trying, you know, because out of the, I guess Kobe, I call it Kobe Bryant mentality. You know, no matter what, you got to get it done. Um,
Figure
I
it out.
Yeah, just you gotta do it. So I was like, you know what? I recorded a video before saying, hey, I don't think I'm gonna record because I want to document everything. And then 3 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I'm just being, you know, I gotta stay focused. Go. I tried doing it. It went horrible. I got so stressed out because of that. But I guess because of all those moments that happened before that, made that song sound so personal per se.
Right.
Uh, because there was a lot of emotion into it, not only because of what happened in that moment, but what has happened before
In
in
general.
general, as is all the chapters that took just to reach to making that song. And the beat as is, as soon as I listened to it, the sample and everything else, it was just magical. It had to be like that.
Magnificent. Another one off of personal is having a lot of people I have to prove wrong. Too much pain in my eyes from what I've gone through, accumulated all over the years I wasted. You can rap it, fix it up, make it sound better because people are listening and they're gonna think that, oh, it didn't sound right. So
Yeah.
rap that, and then I want to talk about um the pain you went through, and overall, what's your biggest pain? Number one, and number two, what time? Why do you feel, or what has made you feel like you wasted time?
Um, so it when having a lot of people I got to prove wrong, so much pain inside my eyes that I've gone through, accumulated over all the years that I wasted staring at the sky, asking for a little patience. That's how that went. Um, I want to say, as far as pain goes, pain of one moment believing, and I read this somewhere that everybody, it could be a professional writer at any given moment, but anybody could be a amateur writer at any given moment. So I guess today at this exact moment, let's say I'm a professional writer because I don't wait for passion to come to me. But at the second that I keep on waiting for passion to come to me instead of going and looking for it, I become an amateur because I'm waiting, you know,
Oof,
time to happen.
yeah,
So because of that, I said those words because I've waited so much time for a passion to come, or I waited so much time for things to align, or I waited you know, for the perfect moment that does not exist at all. Um,
zero.
exactly. So, you know, the perfect moment is the now. You never know what's going to happen. And also because of that accident that happened, and I've been in bad accidents, that moment to believe that, you know, this is borrowed time. Any given moment, things can go wrong, can go south, and you're not here anymore. And it
Right,
happens every day. So a lot of people I got to prove wrong. Too much pain inside my eyes that I've gone through, accumulated over all the years that I wasted, because that's basically pain, letting time just pass by and not
mm,
to want to pursue. There's a lot of people here or everywhere else that I know that I've seen, you know, they're 35, 45, and they say, oh, yeah, you know, I wanted to do this. And I always tie this to I don't know if you've seen Rocky. You seen Rocky,
I'm
the
30.
movies?
I'm 35, and I seen Rocky. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just saying, you know, I tell people, hey, have you seen Rocky? Oh, Rocky. I'm like,
That's
oh,
your age. My cousin had the whole box of the Rocky, and growing up in the house, we would just watch DVD box instead of Rocky every day. So I've seen Rocky so much that it's like, you know, when you eat a ham sandwich every day, you don't want to eat ham, but you love it, but you don't want it. But yeah, back to that. Go ahead. The
no.
Rocky.
There's a scene in the last movie that he did,
Mhm.
that he goes to the judges and they're declining his license. Yeah, Rip Apollo, actually. Rest in peace.
Yes. Chubbs, Apollo, all of it. Like, great actor in general.
Yep. Uh, he goes to get his licensing to box, and they declined it. And then he tells the judges, like, you know, I know that I'm old and you guys are trying to take care of me, but there must have been something in your guys' life that you always wanted to do, but you were declined to do
Yes.
it. And you're letting me, you know, I want to do this, but your guys are killing my dream. This is something that I want to do. Whether I win or not win,
Let me do
it's something that,
it.
yeah, it'll give me peace. And then he also tells, Paulie, you know, I have this thing inside of me, this the tiger in the cage, you know, like it's just talking to me, or like it's something like that. And I always relate that to the passion that I have for this and the
Right.
drive is because it feels like I have something inside that needs to be taken care of. And the moment that I stop taking care of it, or when I'm at work or just doing something that does not align with that, it talks to me. It tells me, yo, you need to do this. Like, go. What are you doing? Like, you know, you're here, you're breathing. You need to, you know, come on, chop, chop. You need to get to this.
That's that fuel.
Yeah, that fuel,
That fuel.
exactly. So, and I actually talked to somebody, and I told them, he was telling me, oh, you know, you get home from work, you do an 11-hour shift, or you work this amount of hours, you know, you kind of deserve to sit around the couch and, you know, watch a movie. I was like, no, I mean, the work starts after you get out of work. Work is just work. The work starts after you get out of work. That's literally how it is. Yeah, you work 10 hours, 11 hours, you still got 2 to 3 hours that you can put in.
Right.
If you accumulate 2 to 3 hours in a week, you can make a full 24-hour work and get ahead of everybody else in the line. And not to say that, you know, it's a race, it's a marathon, but within yourself, you can get closer to that goal that you see if you just make time. It's not about getting time; you make time to do what you want.
I was actually talking to this to my boy Renee. Shout out to Renee. You gotta connect with him, do some collabs with him. He's a beat maker and a rapper. But I was actually talking to him the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, people have this perception of hip hop or just in the music industry, the Illuminati, sacrifice, this, that, and the other. And what people don't understand is the true definition of the word sacrifice when it comes to the entertainment business. I don't believe that they're drinking babies' blood and sacrificing people. I think the word sacrificial means, what are you willing to sacrifice? Now, a lot of people say that I'm willing to sacrifice this and sacrifice that, but when it comes to making it and going further to like an elite level, sacrifice meaning is your mom's in the hospital and she's about to die in maybe a week, but you got a show 5 days before that week ends. You sacrifice from possibly seeing your mother dying for that show. Your daughter has a ballet recital and she just made nationals, but you just got a call to do something on a show on a stage, and you have to do it the same day your daughter has that national. It's your girlfriend's anniversary and she's been asking you to do something and you told her you were going to do it and you dedicate yourself to do it, but that night right before you getting dressed you got a call to say, hey, I need you to come here to go and record this with this person because I got you this feature or I got this producer here with you. That sacrifice is something that normal people will say no to. That sacrifice is something that a lot of people will say, well, I don't have a price on my kids. There's no price on my kids, no price on this. And to each his own, but you have to understand what a normal person looks at that sacrifice as extreme. But a person that wants to make it doesn't. A person that wants to make it says, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the definition of sacrifice, and going back to what you basically told me, and you have to be able to sacrifice in order to succeed and go further in this industry. Because if you don't, it's not going to fall in your lap.
No,
It's literally
at all.
not going to fall in your lap. It doesn't work like that, especially in today's day and age, which we will get to. But talent is the last thing that's expected these days, unfortunately. But we'll get into that. 1980. It sounds like this song, in a nutshell, is you putting it out, showing that hip hop is your savior. Hip hop is the most biggest inner part of you. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so I did good.
Yeah, that's actually very very accurate.
Becoming something that I never really wanted. Keep on drawing from the daily missions, knowing day by day swimming, but in reality I'm sinking. Well, explain that one, and rap it first, because I butcher it.
Becoming something that I really wanted and keep on drowning all the daily missions, going day by day swimming, but in reality I am sinking in an ocean where many souls have been lost and taken. away from the paradise that could have been created, many mistakes accumulated. That actually goes because, you go through life, through your daily missions, work, taking care of this, taking care of that. As we say, you get pulled apart by so many things in life.
Right.
And then time just goes by because you never made time for that thing that you wanted, and keep on swimming. But in reality, you're just sinking because you're not actually chasing what you wanted to do at the beginning,
Right.
because you keep on pulled apart and making time for those things that you probably could have not made time for. You could have said, hey, I can take care of this tomorrow. If they invited you out right now to go have a drink, you could probably stay home, make a track, and say, hey, listen, we'll have a drink tomorrow, because the bar is never going to go anywhere. There's always bar. There's always a
Facts.
party going on. There's every Saturday there's a party going on. It's literally,
Especially in
you can go to
Miami.
Yep, you can go to that party. The party's not going to go away. That's why I said that. Keep on drowning on the daily missions, everyday swimming, in an ocean where many souls have been lost and taken, away from the paradise that could have been created. So away from that thing that you had in your mind that you could have been, maybe this chef, or in this case, Rocky's case, you could have been that fighter that fought to the last moment in their career. Every day I struggle with addiction because I've had episodes in where, as everybody, you want to medicate instead of meditate.
Right.
Just like how I said that on personal.
Are you ready to open up about that more in your music?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's
I do hear that a lot. I do hear emotional distress and some sort of addiction, and not in a bad way.
No, of course, I understand that.
I'm a functioning open alcoholic.
No, I mean, I'm a person, I like drinking. I'm a person that if I'm cooking, I like to have a drink.
Right.
I like to enjoy my drink and stuff like that. But I come from very, I guess I don't want to call it alcoholism, but family where used to drink a lot, and a lot of problems were created, could have been avoided if a drink was not in the house.
Correct.
So kind of created a lot of trauma in my early days, and actually it got me into that same pattern. You know how they say that the sins of the father will follow on the son, and to his sons and daughters, basically.
Right.
So I feel like that passed on to me. But I was able to see how it got passed on to me, but it's my choosing to
keep it going. Correct.
Which I got into my early age because my first drink was when I was 9 years old. Ever since 9, I was already, by ages of 11 to 12, I was already drinking like I was 18, 19, 20.
Same thing here. Yeah, we got a story to tell.
Yeah, so I was already advanced, and that, just like you, advanced by the time you're 15, 16, you look like you're a freaking 20, 25-year-old.
You're drinking like the 30 when you're 16, 17 years old.
So you already learned from an early age what the word addiction means.
Correct.
From age to 17 to 18, I got addicted into smoking a lot of nicotine, which was a savior for me at moments where I thought things, were done for me. Marijuana was never an addiction. I never had a problem with marijuana, but I never had a problem with marijuana or any other substances like that can get you addictive towards that.
Right.
Past alcohol and nicotine, I believe now I can safely be in an environment back then when I couldn't be, that people are doing those things, and I don't feel deviated or driven to do the same thing. Peer pressure and stuff like that, because that all comes from peer pressure, and also comes from episodes in your life when people used to do that around you.
Traumatic.
So you think
distress.
Correct. Yeah.
And you're like, so you don't drink anymore, you don't smoke anymore, or is it just casual?
No, I do it casual, but now obviously within their parameters. I'm very active. I like working out.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm onto that, and you have to have a balance within everything. Too much of something is bad.
Yep, agreed. God bless you for finding that, bro. Appreciate it. Like that. That's I'm on the path too. Working on doing stuff like that. But you found it at a young age, and that means God's walking with you.
Thank you.
2 footprints in the sand. I mean, 4 footprints in the sand. My bad. What's your opinion on today's music, hip hop in general?
Tough question. I don't know. I feel
if you don't want to be politically incorrect, just give me a soft opinion.
soft opinion, I don't think is at
Yeah.
its peak.
Okay.
I think that a lot of things coming up, and I was talking actually having this conversation with one of my friends, that you could. There's a lot of people talking about things that I don't believe they're gonna transcend, just like Big Pun's music transcended, just like Biggie's music transcended, just like a lot of artists'
Yeah.
music that has transcended over time, that will be there for ages to come, maybe even after you and I are not here anymore. I feel like a lot of there's the focus of hip hop went above and beyond hip hop, and now what's being called hip hop is not even hip hop anymore.
It's
I don't
pop.
know that it's pop, and it's more
Yeah.
to be pop rather for the hip. I don't know if that makes sense. And it's instead of they label everything as rap, but most of the things that are coming out right now are can now be classified as rap, because where's your scheme, where's your rhyming pattern, where's the cadence of
Your
your
delivery.
words, your,
Yeah.
the craft that you just didn't sit around and created the same melody over and over and over, or etc. And this is no hate towards people that do music,
No,
because
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
but it's just that if you're gonna step onto that, just like how I had that, I know that I have to bring something to the table, not just come around and talk about things that are not, because I can talk about all these things just like you said, because I've had a lot of things and a lot of traumas that happened to me, so I can talk to you and connect with you maybe towards that aspect. But I'm not gonna hear talk about something that never happened to me, nor things that and maybe this sounds hypocritical or not, but things that I've never done in my life as far as that goes. Because one thing is gloating and talking about things that never happened. Another thing is to live off from that and put in a persona that at the end of the day is not you.
Well, I think that even as an artist like you, that's a true artist. I do believe that if you ever stepped out of the line of something that you didn't experience or didn't do, you would give a disclaimer before you did it.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of conscious rappers have done or made, parody songs and stuff like that, or even like Dre featuring with Eminem on certain things. Like, it wasn't Dre rapping about the stuff Eminem did, but it was still Dre's delivery on it, and it wasn't just so sold out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes
No,
sense.
that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's no, as an artist. Okay, so as a true hip hop connoisseur, there's nothing wrong to say rap is not what I learned rap to be. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although rap is very versatile, and we can go, you know, we had Tupac singing the Humpty Dump song with Digital Underground, and that didn't seem so hip hop ish when hip hop was around. Although it was still better than what's out today in our opinion as hip hop connoisseurs, but there's nothing wrong to say as a person that studies hip hop very well, because you're studying delivery, you're studying story, you're studying beats, you're studying BPMs, you're studying cadence, you're actually going into it. So as I believe that as long as you know what you're talking about, it's okay to say, nah, that's not me and my part. You know what I'm saying? Not in a disrespectful manner either.
No, of course. Then
Uh,
that's um, that's something that I have very presently, uh, and I don't mind. I guess because I've gone out and to places and they play certain type of music. I would like to actually get and to see those people that, or some certain people that are in the area that talk about those things. But at the same time, in the early years of me doing this, as time has gone by, I keep on seeing a trend of becoming that just to become that or be that
right,
persona. I
right, right.
always had that mind that I don't want to be just like, for example, today, I could have come in with, you know, chain or a
Right,
lot.
right, 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 right.
That's not my image. And I had somebody I actually posted this. It was a message that I sent to a friend, and my music is not a product. My music is to be organically grown to the masses. And if somebody likes it, perfect, that's all I need. Somebody didn't like it, then that's not your cup of tea. And that's
Right.
I believe that to the fullest of me. I don't need to, as somebody told me, because this came from, I was gonna wait to release Personal in 1980
Mm-hmm.
because somebody had told me, which I appreciated his advice because it gave me a lot of perspective, but at the same time, it made me feel that I needed to wait longer than what I felt. Oh, you need to be more prepared. You need to have this. You need to take professional pictures, and you need to have your wardrobe. You need to buy some. I'm like, listen, that's all great, but that's not me. I already have this picture, which I like. I love it. If I
Right.
like it, there must be somebody in the world that's gonna like it. I have this sound. It was mixed. It was mastered to the best of my abilities and my friends' abilities. I believe it's good, and if I believe it's good, somebody else is gonna believe it's good.
That's right. Whoever's listening to you and whoever's fucking with your
Correct.
music is gonna think it's good.
And that's the foundation of it being organically, and I believe that's where a lot of beautiful things come in, because you connect with people to a whole different degree, honestly.
Definitely. I appreciate your value of music and your value of just how you deliver yourself, I
Thank you.
should say. Um,
I appreciate it.
Random question. Random question. I'm gonna hit you. Like I said, I go left, I go right. And sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's not. How much money have you won playing poker with cats?
I actually have two cats, but zero. I actually have a picture of my cat playing
I
poker.
know that's why I asked that. I got one. He's over here right now, rocking with me. What do you feel that you need to do, or what do you feel maybe that you're lacking, where you need to elevate yourself to the next level in the whole music scene that you're following and doing and working?
To me, is having more time onto it. Open my because like I said, I usually do my regular daily job as is. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that's the main I guess block or roadblock that I
Mm-hmm.
have, because if I only see that all the time, and I've always told this to my friends, I had somebody telling me, how do you make time to do all these things? And I'm like, I have to do it. It needs to be done. So imagine if I had all that other time to just do this. If I could sleep in the studio, which I've done many times, I would. I don't care. It needs to be done. There's been days that I just eat one thing and stayed at my friend's house because he has a studio. I sleep in his house because I also live far, and mostly all the studios that my friends' studios, they've been like a good 40, 45 miles away from me. So I'm like, hey man, sleep in your studio so I don't drive at night. I sleep, I wake up, I just eat some
Go to work.
something like that, and just keep on doing it, whatever. And if I can do that, I'm happy. Like that's how much I would love that. I guess I want to say time. That's the only thing that would take me on to the next level. But even then, I'm working with what I have, and I think that's what I got right now, and that's enough.
Definitely. I always give people the constructive and best criticism. I think everybody that interviewed always respects what I tell them and runs with what I tell them. I can tell you that your music is amazing. It's not trash. It's not. There's nothing that I found wrong with it. The only thing I can tell you, once you have delivered something as good as you did now, just be a little bit more consistent. I can say that. Like, you don't have bad product. You really don't have bad product. So being more consistent, putting more out there so people can hear you and listen to you and appreciate you. I think it'll work for you. A lot more exposure, whatever kind of um, whatever kind of anything you can do to put your name and yourself
Right.
out there, do it. Take advantage of it. Hanging out in studios. I uh, don't think so much because I know when we were talking
Right.
about this interview, we were thinking left, right, left. Right. Don't think, just do. Like you have good products, so you don't have to really think and strategize so much. You're not gonna hear yes all the time, bro. You're really not gonna hear yes. I've been doing this for 7 years. Um, I I'm sitting in my dining room right now. I've sat in Empire Record Studios. I've sat in the highest to the lows, but I can tell you that it's not always going to be a yes. It's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be the best. But I give this to people, and I tell this to people, and I'll say it on record. This game is like hunting for bears. So if you're hunting for a bear, you put one trap out, you catch one bear. You're only going to eat once. Now, the time it takes you to catch that one bear, you might go hungry. But if you put 50 traps out and you sit and wait for 50 traps, you're gonna eat a lot faster. And while you're
100%.
right, and while you're eating because you caught one, you're already catching another one. So by the time you get hungry again, there's another trap that's fed somebody. I mean, that's feeding you because you caught another bear. So I say that with music, with artists. I say, they did this mentality where today they're trying to build up anticipation and running off singles. I mean, let's go back. Let's go backwards. Let's think about the great people that have made it the way they made it. I mean, Wayne dropping so many mixtapes and so many tracks and so many features. 50 Cent dropping so many tracks, so many features, and you couldn't get enough of them. But at the same time, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing them because they were so consistent. And it didn't matter. They weren't looking for the next in the club. They weren't looking for the next a milli. They were just dropping tracks and fuck it, whatever. If I got the milli, I got the milli. But at least I tried. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, in my opinion, you got good product. Stay more consistent with it. Just keep dropping every week if you can. Maybe just drop another one. Boom. Even if it's a freestyle, fuck it. Like a lot of people that are, so I hate to run off and keep talking, but one thing right now that a lot of people are understanding, whether you like it or not, and whoever wants to take offense to this can take offense to this, lyrics are lacking at this moment. So since lyrics are lacking, a person that comes out with lyrics and is consistent, eventually people are going to start listening and be like, holy fuck, like this guy's dope. I want to hear more. And then boom, another track comes on. Boom, another track comes on. I'm going to tell you right now, if I was a rapper and I was a good rapper, I'd probably be the next best rapper, because the mentality you have to have is you have to flood people. You have to like, people only know you as much as you tell them who you are. But if you're not saying who you are and you're just casually telling people who you are, you're only going to get a casual crowd. But if you're trying to bring it to the next level and you're trying to be out there, you got to put your name out there. And you have to pick the niche that you're good at. So if you're Little Pump putting a gun in your mouth and getting tattoos on your face, you got to put those videos out every day, putting guns in your mouth. So if you're a good rapper, you got to keep putting that good music out consistently. And eventually somebody's going to be like, yo, you heard about it? No, I ain't hear about it. Let me hear it. Boom. Oh, shit, he's dope. So you know what I'm saying? It keeps going.
Actually,
but
to Renee, I was talking with him. I heard this for a while already, but I'll put it in my mind. Mac Miller said, the more you do, so as I learned that the more you do, the less you wait.
Yes.
The more you do, you less you wait. The more things that you plant, the more seeds you plant, the more chances you have of growing a tree. The more things, the more times that you hit the back, the more times you have it of, learning that one punch. It's just the more times you try, it's like everything.
You got a better chance. You got a better chance. You can't win the lotto if you ain't playing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I can say one thing about your generation is, as hard and as tough and as smart as your generation tries to act, there's one thing that your generation, I hate to talk to you like old man, but one thing that I've experienced and watched that your generation lacks, not you, but your generation, is confidence. They're scared to hear the word no.
Yeah.
They're scared to hear the word that didn't sound right. So you being a good artist, okay, somebody tells you didn't sound right, I bet. Well, you don't like somebody else will. Or you just get back in the studio. Oh, you don't like that one? All right, watch this one. Listen to this one now. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But you can't put all your eggs in the basket and drop, 10 songs and think, all right, I dropped these 10 songs, nobody likes it, because that's disencouraging. You know what I'm saying? When I don't know if that's a legal word or not, disencouraging. I gotta ask you, and you only been speaking English for 10 years. But the more you put out, the better chance you have. So it's like, and like I get it, going back to you not being trash, like your music's not trash. So why not just take advantage of a good opportunity you have and keep going? Of
course.
So dream features. Who would you pick? Anybody, doesn't matter. You have a salary cap, unlimited money. You can pay whoever you want right now. One dead, one alive. Who would they be?
One dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, damn.
One only. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be hip hop.
All right.
It could be anything.
No, I'll say Big Pun.
Dead. That's a nice one.
Alive. I'll say I could say Kendrick Lamar.
Oof. Okay. I like that.
I was gonna say J. Cole, but I could say Kendrick Lamar because
You're gonna piss off J3KR. You know that, right?
I know.
He's a J Cole stan. We argue this every day.
No,
Every day we have daily text
Well,
message on who's better.
I was talking, also having a conversation that I feel that Jake, as far as always I look at Mac Miller because of
Hmm.
experiences, the way that his music is, because that's how you would an experience. Especially the last albums that he has and that he put out before
Hmm.
passing.
Right.
Uh, I look up at J. Cole because of history and storytelling,
Hmm.
and I look at Kendrick also as a storytelling, but also as an experience that he gives out
Right.
uh, with his music. So I feel like I will be in it for the experience and seeing how that experience is created. That's something that I will be in it, and obviously, but second of all, if there was two, if I could fit two, I'll put J. Cole also. Um,
All right. All right. Um, I always tell people this. Some people say, "Hey, why you do that?" Some people be like, "That's dope." But I always like, in my opinion, because like I said, I'm a hip hop head. I love listening to hip hop. I love listening to music. But I always like to say where I believe your influence. It's not so much a comparison, but it's an influence. And it's funny because every person I listed, we've had in this conversation. But to me, your influence, not comparison. That's not who you are, but I feel like you're a mixture of the whole ASAP mob, Tribe Called Quest, Jaden Smith, Mac Miller, Kendrick Lamar, a pinch of Eminem, and a pinch of J. Cole.
that's accurate.
I think that every person I listed in there, you're like in one pot of all of them, and like you took the best of each one of them and you put it into your style of music, which is not bad because a lot of people, like I said, you gotta lower your egos down. When I say this, I'm comparing you to these people. I'm not saying that you are them. I'm not saying you're trying to be them. I'm feeling like you're taking the best out of that person and you're doing it because emulating is always going to be the best. Like shout out to Dream Champs. That's one of my emulations of a podcast. But you know what I'm saying? I think all those people in one are you.
Yeah, you. I heard this also that you're gonna be you take in the best version you become. You take in the best version of every person that you admire, and you
Yes.
just put it into yourself, and then it becomes the best version of yourself. Just like for example, those songs. There's one song that I put out in SoundCloud that I don't have the specific name of it, but it starts Deadly Strange, hitting everything they cannot see me like I'm a motherfucking phantom. That I remember listening and trying to emulate Wu Tang because I was not ran through Wu Tang for mostly like I don't know how many years, but that was me trying to emulate that energy. Then there's another one that is kind of sounds like a Billie Eilish, but also Mac Miller type beat.
Right.
Uh, that that's me trying to emulate that. So, but out of doing those trials and errors, you get a piece of that, and you say, okay, this is good. This came out from this. This came out from that. You mix it all together, and it becomes you.
You got greatness. You got greatness is what you got for real.
Thank you.
Um, before I go, I do want you to connect with two people. If they're not on my live right now, go check them out. I think Rick Starr did it, and also The Wolf Who Cries. Check them out. These are artists that you can connect with, make better music with. I'm literally trying to be the person in Miami that can put one great artist with the next great artist and the next great artist with the best artist and make this just sonically good music. I do believe that once again, there's a lack of collaborations. There's a lack of people trying to work with each other because everybody's in fear of trying to be better than somebody else instead of trying to figure out together. Because if I make it, we all make it mentality. But check them out. You got something, bro. I really hope and I pray that you use what you have and you keep going with it. I don't want to see another 3 years stint of you being off and coming back and going on. Um, don't be a waste of talent.
Exactly.
You have a talent. People that respect it and people that love music will also lose. I don't want to say respect, but will get very aggravated with people that have a good talent. Because my brother is the reason why I started the show because he's a good artist, but he wasted his talent by not being consistent with it. So I can tell you, be consistent, keep going, keep grinding. Your music's dope. Um, it's amazing. I hope more people listen to this interview to understand that it took you 10 years, 5 to learn the language, 10 to learn how to be the rapper you are today, which is amazing. I hope this interview can educate a lot more people that are trying to get to know you better. So if you're on YouTube watching this right now, comment and say how the hell did he do it. Where do people can find you, your music, all that good stuff? Where they can find you at?
All platforms. I have the link to all the platforms that my music is at in my profile on Instagram, which is Matic 1998. And if you look me up in SoundCloud, also you can find my music by Matic, Mitic. So all that.
For sure. Any shout outs before we close out, brother?
I want to give a shout out to Renee Wolf of Christ, because he actually it's been a person that I talked at the beginning of everything.
Okay.
I saw his close friend also, and talked to him, and then seeing him also doing his thing, just like
so y'all know each other already. What the fuck am I talking about?
I've never hanged out with him in person. I'm actually I know his schedule just like mine. It's very hectic, and just like everyone else's. I've been trying to sit down with him and have just a regular conversation with him, and talk with him, meet him in person. But seeing him doing his stuff and his own thing motivated me to go ahead and move on to doing my own thing, keep on doing this thing, but on the side. And also, I want to give a shout out to the person that connected us, Jay. So, yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Yo, I appreciate your time. Appreciate the interview. When I interview again, because I'm not going to say when and if, I say when I interview again, I want to hear at least about, I want to say about 5 more tracks, but that next interview is going to be in person. We're going to sit down, we're going to drink, we're going to talk a little shit, we're going to have a good time. So I want you to keep going. Thank you for the interview. You know the fucking vibes. It's Litty Willie. We got Matic in the building, and I think we out right now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
You too. Stay blessed.